And let's get ready to count together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! We did it!
All right, guys. So it is actually a couple days later. The car is not clean. Unfortunately, it started raining soon after I hit the 10,000 miles, but here we are. Gonna go over the good, the bad, the ugly, and my impression so far of having the car for 10,000 miles now. Let's start off with the stuff that I've done to the car so far. So we'll talk about some of the mods. The obvious thing here is the wheels. You can see these are my winter tires and wheels. So Sport Edition A15-2 wheels, 18x8 with the Continental DWS 06 Plus tires. And like I said, these are just going to be for the winter. In the summer months, I will probably put the OEM 19s back on with the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. But kind of cool, be able to switch back and forth with the look of the car. Another mod that I did, just aesthetic mod, is the N decals there. Again, the car is filthy, so I apologize for that, but it's freezing out right now, so I'm not doing a lot of car washing. But normally those rockers are just all red. There's no kind of color in there, so I think that just kind of really I don't know, just completes the look of that rocker down there. You can obviously tell the windows are tinted. I believe that should be it for the outside modifications. Everything else is stock. Actually, I have one more modification on the back. I'll show you the debadged Elantra in the back there. Normally it has the Elantra script over it, but I removed that pretty early on. As far as anything else mod wise, the only thing is I have PowerFlex purple poly bushing for the lower engine mount, rear engine mount, and that's just supposed to help with wheel hop when launching the car. So of course this car has a limited slip, but it is front wheel drive, so trying to get the power down on a launch can be a little difficult at times. But other than that, the car is completely stock. I'll show you the inside. One of the things I love about this car is just how modified it looks stock, you know. Of course, you know, the N badges and all that stuff, but forgot I do have the Alcantara armrest that I put in there, and then I have a wireless Apple CarPlay dongle that I plug in. But otherwise, everything else is completely how it came from the factory. There you go. As far as my impressions of the bad of this car is, and this is all personal, of course, other people might not have the same issues I have, but as much as I love these seats, they're just a little tight, and you know, makes driving around uncomfortable at times with these bolsters, just how high they are, and they're not super soft, they're pretty stiff. So right around here is where I start feeling a little discomfort on my thighs, and these really hug the, you know, your ribs pretty good. I guess that's the whole theme of this car, is it's supposed to be like a track car. I'm not complaining about them as much as, you know, because they function like they should. They hold you in amazingly well, but on long trips and even around town, it can be a little uncomfortable at times. But I am a larger, like I said many times in my videos, a larger than average human, so it's just something that I deal with. Another con is the car, as good as it does ride, it's still a little bumpy. The 18s help, but I have found that with the 18s, because there is more sidewall, and this is a less high performance tire than the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, that to me it increases the bouncing sensation. So the ride is a little bit not as harsh, but a little bouncier, which I don't absolutely love, but for the winter time I could deal with it. I did have some balancing issues with these tires, and these are actually the replacement tires from Tire Rack. So that's all been solved. The tires are good. Tire Rack took care of me. They definitely, their customer service was amazing. I do have a couple tiny little chips, which is gonna happen. Let's see if here's one on the hood. You can see there, give you scale. I need to get some kind of touch-up pen. I think I have a couple chips here in the red, kind of hard to see, but for 10,000 miles, I'm okay. I'm okay with. There's another one, another little chip. There you go. Not too bad. So the car was ceramic coated when I bought it from the dealership, and an interior protective package that they kind of rolled into one and gave me what they claim was a good deal on. So it was actually a good deal. I can't complain too much about how the paint's held up so far. A lot of people complain about the paint thinness on this car, but that's not just a Hyundai thing. That's every manufacturer thing at this point, because they all use water-based paints now for you know, the environment and all that. So they're going to be thinner. You're going to get more chips and all that kind of stuff. But overall, the paint quality actually I think is great. I still love this color. It's yeah, I love it with the red. Got used to the red. I wasn't sure at first, but I've definitely gotten used to the red, and I like it now. Let's see, some of the other bad. Well, let me think. There's really not much. The car gets really good gas mileage around town. In the wintertime, you know, you see it go down a little bit. If I was just driving around town, I'd probably be averaging around like 24, 25 miles per gallon. Again, this is suburban, not city, so it's a little different. But overall, I'm averaging just under 29 miles per gallon. So I cannot complain about that. That is about 11 miles per gallon better than the Dodge Charger I had before. And the car is just every bit as fun as the Charger was. So it's a good little trade-off. I will say that as much as I love the DCT, it does have a couple tiny little quirks, and this is probably just a normal dual clutch thing. But in the morning, when the car is warming up and the idles are up, just a little bit of jerkiness, especially when you're leaving from like a dead stop. It's actually, from what I understand, it's just the way that the idle is raised and it kind of bounces around a little bit that gives that feeling. I mean, probably a minute after starting the engine, that goes away. So, and then the rest of the time, the DCT is amazing. Oh, another thing I guess that would be a con is, or something that annoys me, is just the lack of interior storage. There's really not much. It is definitely a smaller car than what I'm used to, between the Charger and the Honda Accord. Oh, let's see, I got this. Here we go. So, you know, these door pockets, I mean, it's funny, they have like a little, what looks like it would be for, you know, a bottle or something, but I mean, you have like 4 inches. So unless you have like one of those tiny little water bottles, that's kind of useless. You have this little cubby under or behind the shifter there that I put like my sunglasses. But that's about it. I mean, there's just not a lot of storage, and it's pretty tight in there. Especially for me, like I said, I'm tall, long arms, long legs. So it can be a little tight at times. One more other thing I will say that is a con is, look at it. This is where I rest my elbow. Obviously, you can see it's like dented in. There's like barely any padding on this. I mean, it's pretty hard plastic. So it's an economy car at heart, and you're gonna get that, I guess. I can't think of any other cons. Let's talk about some of the good stuff. Comment number one I get on this on my channel is, you bought a Hyundai, it's a piece of junk, the engine's gonna blow up before you even get to 5,000 miles, they won't warranty it, it's garbage. I'm at 10,000, the car's been completely trouble-free, no issues whatsoever, no check engine lights, no not starting, no weird anything. It's been, yeah, it's been absolutely great. There's a lot of haters out there that will just say it's gonna, you know, you made a poor decision and it's a piece of crap and all that. But Hyundai has come a very long way. I know that there's engine recalls on their Theta 2. This has actually a different variant of the Theta 2 engine that I'm gonna make an entire video on and explain the differences. Performance-wise, this car is just awesome. This is the first car in a very, very, very long time that I haven't had to feel like I've had to do any kind of performance modification to, like engine mod, so intake or exhaust or suspension or anything like that. It's that good. It really is. It's just set up so well from the factory. There's just not much that I want to do to it. Oh, I did forget to mention I have an oil catch can on the engine too, but that's not a performance modification. That's just a maintenance and preventative maintenance modification. So help out with that direct injection engine, which again, I'll make a whole video on this engine coming up soon. So performance wise, handling wise, I've talked about a lot of this in my other videos, so I won't ramble on too long. But the car is really amazing. I mean, like I said, it's not the most comfortable car in the world, but the trade-off is that you get to have fun with it much more than a normal sedan. And so those times that I was feeling uncomfortable, I just hit the end button and it would just completely make up for the lack of comfort. Because going from, you know, just normal mode or eco mode to N mode or sport mode in this car, it's just, I mean, the best way to describe it is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It just completely changes the personality of the car. And that is probably my number one favorite thing about this car. Future plans, I'm gonna hyper dip the front emblem there, the Hyundai emblem. I'm gonna hyper dip the back Hyundai emblem back here, since you can't really take these off because there's indentations or holes. I don't know which one it is, but so I'll hyper dip that. I bought a black N badge to go there. Once I do all that, I think that'll look nice, especially with the black wheels. But other than that, like I said, I might get an intake and turbo inlet and just call it a day. I don't think I'm gonna tune the car. Well, we'll see. And I just think I think it looks awesome. I know a lot of people don't like the looks of this car, but I don't know. I think it's looks way different than anything else out there. And I personally think it's a really cool looking car. So anyway, all right, there you go. As always, guys, like, subscribe, comment, try to reply to all of them. So till the next video, peace out.